fresh crocodile out of this river here. So first up, I'm just going to prepare a couple of onions. And then of course, just some garlic. And then just a couple of chilies. And I've just got a bit of ginger here as well. So I'm gonna start this fire, and then we'll get the pot on and we'll get into it. Whole dry spices. So I've got a couple of chilies, some green cardamom pods, which I'm gonna bruise up, black peppercorns, coriander seeds, and cloves. I've also got a couple of the smaller dry spices, which I've got some mustard seeds, cumin seeds, and a little handful of fennel seeds. So we'll put them in after these guys are started browning and toasting, so we don't burn the smaller guys. So I'm gonna heat up my new gas cooker I got and get them in there. So I'm just going to dry roast these guys for probably a minute or two before I chuck in the smaller guys. All right, these guys are starting to brown up. They're not too brown, so I'm going to chuck in the smaller spices now. In here I've got mustard seeds and cumin seeds, so I'll get those guys in. Just a few fennel seeds. That'll do. These mustard seeds should start to pop pretty soon, start jumping out of the pan. When that happens, I'm going to take them off. You're releasing all the oils that naturally just sit in there when you heat them up. So that's the benefit of heating them up before you crush them. Just extract that bit more flavour out of them. There we go. The mustard seeds are starting to go now. Might take these guys off now. They're really starting to go, just like popcorn. And then I'm just using this just to grind them up into a powder, ready to throw into the curry later on. So that's our powder we've made up. That's just full of flavour in there now, so I'll throw that in later. And I'm just going to chuck in my onions only. I don't know if you can tell, but it's exceptionally hard doing this with one foot, trying to make everything work and prepare everything, but this onion's chewing along pretty nicely, so I'm just letting that whittle down a little bit before we throw our garlic and chilli in. What a spot, eh? Look at that river just heading down, all that water here's all the snow melting off the Alps that we didn't end up getting all the way there, unfortunately. It's bloody ankle. So I ended up tearing one of my ligaments completely in half. So that's done. And my other ligament tore the crap out of that one as well. And actually there was a third one I tore as well, but not quite as serious. So did 3 ligaments on one mishap, unfortunately. Oh, that onion's pretty well ready to chuck the garlic and chilies in now. And ginger, sorry. What about the ginger? Alright, these garlic, onion, and chili and ginger have been cooking for a few minutes now. Add a few of the powdered herbs in. Fenugreek powder, some turmeric powder, paprika, black pepper, and then just our mix we made up before from our dry roasted spices. Just gonna add a can of crushed tomatoes. Just a small handful of dried curry leaves. some water just to loosen that up. I'm bloody tearing up over here. That's how good this bloody curry's going. But I'm just gonna let that water and herbs and tomatoes all just mash up into each other for the next half an hour, 40 minutes before I go adding that crocodile in, but sorry about the tears. Caught a fresh crocodile out of this river here. We're gonna chuck that. No, I didn't really. I bought it from the butchers just down the road, and they sell heaps of different game meat. So I prepared it all last night and just cut it into little bite-sized chunks. So I'm just gonna dunk all that in here. Then I just got some natural yogurt here. Let's chuck a couple of teaspoons of that in. Now, I'm not cooking that crocodile for too long just because it's a super lean meat and it has no fat on it. So meats that have a lot of fat on it, you slow cook them and that fat becomes gelatinous and melts, whereas the crocodile doesn't have that. So I'm just gonna give it like 10 or 15 minutes just to cook through, but if you cook it for too long, it's gonna dry it. You don't want that. What I'm also gonna do, I've got a charcoal over here, which I've prepared earlier. Just like a charcoal that you'd normally barbecue on at home. I'm just gonna chuck that on the aluminium foil here. Chuck that in the middle of the dish. I'm just gonna grab, normally I'd chuck some oil or ghee on that or butter, but I ran out actually, so I'm just gonna chuck some of the sauce on that and just get that smoldering. See all that smoke that's coming off there now? And then I'm gonna put the lid back on that and let it smoke. I've just played it up, pretty keen to dig into this. Let's start with the best part, eh? Ow, I'm only joking. Let's go get some of that crocodile. That curry's on point. Sorry, I got a bit of chili in the back of my throat. That curry's delicious. Definitely chuck some yogurt in there and a bit on top. It sort of balances out the tomatoiness, if that's a word anyway. But make sure you smash that like button. Thanks so much for coming on this one. Subscribe to my channel if you want to come on other cool adventures like this one. But again, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one.